Hello, I am once again Herb Gaming, and this is a follow-up from my previous video where I discussed Ubisoft's recent comments on their support for the Nintendo Switch. Ubisoft have stated that they are the #1 third-party publisher on Nintendo Switch. Like, they literally have come out and they've called themselves the #1 third-party publisher on Nintendo Switch. Like, nobody else said that they were. IGN didn't come out and say it. Eurogamer didn't come out and say it. Donald Trump himself didn't come out and say it. But Ubisoft themselves have said that we, Ubisoft, are the #1 third-party publisher on the Nintendo Switch. Thank you very much, viewer, who have just tuned in to my video. This is a follow-up video to my previous video, and I'm basically discussing Ubisoft's recent comments on their support for Nintendo Switch. And I have got a comment that I will check right here, right now. Let me just load up my YouTube application. So yeah, once again, this is a follow-up to my previous video, and I'm talking about Ubisoft's comments, their recent comments that they've made about Nintendo Switch support. Sorry, just finding my video here. Where is my video? There we go. Hello, Galaxy Gaming. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick, and thanks very much for the like. And listen, get better soon, Galaxy Gaming. Galaxy Gaming. Big shout out to Galaxy Gaming. Check out Galaxy Gaming. You see some fantastic gaming content. He's not feeling the best right now. Everyone wish Galaxy Gaming all the best. So yeah, Ubisoft, they have made themselves the #1 third-party publisher on Nintendo Switch, and I do not agree with that. At least I don't agree in terms of quality. I agree in terms of quantity that Ubisoft are the #1 third-party publisher on Nintendo Switch, because they have released a lot of content on Nintendo Switch. They released the fantastic Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. They've released 2 Just Dance games, a Monopoly game, Rayman Legends Definitive Edition, and there's also a new game that I can't think of the name of it that's coming out this year, I think, E3. So Ubisoft have released a lot of content on the Nintendo Switch, but here is why I don't think that Ubisoft are the #1 third-party publisher on Nintendo Switch, because they lack the quality. If you ask a hardcore gamer like myself, which would you prefer to play? Monopoly and Just Dance, or Assassin's Creed and Far Cry? I think it's pretty safe to assume that those hardcore gamers would much prefer to play Assassin's Creed and Far Cry than Monopoly and Just Dance. Okay, I'm going on a limb there and guessing that one. So I'm not bashing Just Dance or Monopoly, but I don't want to play Just Dance and Monopoly on Nintendo Switch. I want to play Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and Watch Dogs and Ghost Recon and all of those great hardcore games on Nintendo Switch. Ah, nice one. Listen, enjoy Fortnite, buddy, and no problem at all. Get better soon, and I'll talk to you again. Galaxy Gaming, everybody, fantastic YouTuber. So so I just think it's hilarious that Ubisoft can stand up there in their investors meeting or financial meeting or whatever meeting it was, stand up there with these big massive franchises behind them like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and Watch Dogs and the Ghost Recon series, and say, yeah, we're the #1 third-party publisher on Nintendo Switch, when none of those games are on the Nintendo Switch. Like, who's really happy with the fact that Monopoly has come to the Switch? Who's really happy with the fact that Just Dance is on the Switch? I mean, who are they trying to please by saying that we are the #1 third-party publisher on Nintendo Switch? It's hilarious. So when you look at what other third parties have done on Nintendo Switch, when you look at how other third-party publishers have supported Nintendo Switch, you know, when you look at Bethesda, a company that has never supported Nintendo Switch before, or any other Nintendo system before, they gave us Skyrim, the most critically acclaimed open world game of all time. They gave us Doom, one of the most iconic first-person shooters, gory, violent, mature first-person shooter on Nintendo Switch. And they're giving us Wolfenstein 2 this year on Nintendo Switch, which is a very violent and graphic and adult-orientated first-person shooter. That's coming to Nintendo Switch. Like, Bethesda could have looked at Nintendo Switch and said, yeah, we're not going to support Nintendo Switch. It's just going to have a bunch of kids playing on it, so we're not going to support them at all. Or they could have said, yeah, we will support the Nintendo Switch and we will make games for these kids. And so yeah, we'll make this game that involves a pony, and you get to pet this pony, and the more you pet this pony you get experience, so you can customize the appearance of this pony. You know, they could have done that, but no, they realized that there's a lot of adults who play Nintendo Switch. They realized that there's a lot of that there would be a lot of adults and there would be a lot of hardcore gamers on Nintendo Switch. So they gave us, and they're giving us, 3 of their most hardcore, biggest franchises that they have: Skyrim, Doom, and Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus, all coming to the Nintendo Switch. So that is supporting the hardcore gamer. So that is what Bethesda has given us. Now it's obvious and important to point out that Bethesda are a much smaller company than Ubisoft, and obviously Ubisoft have a lot more games than Bethesda. But nonetheless, the fact is Bethesda has supported Nintendo Switch, and they have given us games that real gamers actually care about. And the next one is the most interesting one of all. Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of games like LA Noire, the NBA 2K series, and the WWE 2K series. Let's look at how Take-Two Interactive have supported Nintendo Switch. Well, they've given us a hardcore basketball title, NBA 2K18. They've given us a hardcore wrestling game, WWE 2K18, as damaged as it is. As I pointed out in my previous video, it's not actually broken, it's just extremely damaged. It needs to be repaired, but it's not broken. I know damaged and broken sound the same, but they're not exactly the same. Broken is when you just literally cannot play with it. Damage is when you can play with it, but it's a little bit damaged. You get the point. And they've also given us, Take-Two Interactive have given us LA Noire, which is a violent, graphic, crime video game. LA Noire. It is the most hardcore video game you could possibly imagine. And this is what makes things interesting. When Ubisoft approached the Nintendo Switch in terms of support, they said, instead of giving you a Far Cry game, instead of giving you an Assassin's Creed game, we're going to give you Monopoly and Just Dance. Well, Take-Two Interactive own the following games. They own a game franchise called Carnival Games, which is a casual party, like mini game, casual game. They also own, I think there was a, what was it called? I think it was called some sort of a table tennis game. It was a table tennis game, wasn't it? Table tennis. Yeah, it was table tennis. Rockstar made it. So Take-Two Interactive could have approached Nintendo Switch in terms of support and said, yeah, we're not going to give you LA Noire. No, we're not going to give you NBA 2K18. We're going to give you Carnival Games and table tennis. But no, that is not what happened. Instead, what happened is Take-Two Interactive said, we're giving you NBA 2K18, a hardcore basketball game for Nintendo Switch. We're going to give you WWE 2K18, a hardcore wrestling game for Nintendo Switch, and we're going to give you LA Noire, which is a violent graphic crime game for Nintendo Switch from Rockstar Games. So, and I can go on. Namco Bandai are bringing Dark Souls to Nintendo Switch. Payday 2 is coming out this month. Come on, Ubisoft. Can you really stand there with all of your hardcore franchises behind you, like Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Ghost Recon, and say that we are, Ubisoft are the #1 third-party publisher when you've chosen? I want to make this point clear. I'm not disputing the fact that Ubisoft have supported Nintendo Switch. I'm not disputing the fact that Ubisoft have released a lot of content. See, here's what I believe. I believe that Ubisoft have released a lot of content, but that content is not as of quality, because, as I pointed out, when Ubisoft have games like Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Ghost Recon, Far Cry, and they instead decide not to bring any of those games to the Switch, but instead they're going to bring Monopoly and Just Dance. I'm not bashing those two games. I'm just saying, as a hardcore gamer, I don't want either of those two games. Now, I don't want to become one of those people that says, I don't want, but the hell with it, I will. So this was a follow-up video to my previous video, and I think I've pretty much said everything I needed to say, really. So let me know what you think. Do you agree with Ubisoft's comments? Do you agree that Ubisoft are the #1 third-party publisher on Nintendo Switch? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. I just feel like it's for Ubisoft. It's definitely quantity over quality, 100%. I think there's a lot of third parties that deserve a lot more credit than Ubisoft. And one of those companies being Take-Two Interactive. Now, I can actually spin this around in another video, and I can actually criticize Take-Two Interactive, but I'll keep that for another video. But I'm actually going to praise them now, because I think that they could have chosen, Take-Two Interactive could have chosen to support Nintendo Switch with 2 casual games, Carnival Games and table tennis. Instead of giving us what they actually did give us was WWE 2K18 and LA Noire. But Ubisoft, instead of giving us Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, they gave us Monopoly and Just Dance. So I'm going to wrap up this video very shortly here. I'm going to put an end to this video very shortly, but there's a couple of things that I would like to add to this topic. Without making it too long. Like, Ubisoft did give us an amazing game in Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Absolutely amazing game. I don't play much strategy games. I don't like strategy games, but I gotta say, I loved Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. It really got me into the strategy genre, and it's very difficult to master that game. It does require a lot of strategy. It's very funny, I love it. And it's sold very well. Look, it's a great game. Okay, so I want to give some bit of credit to Ubisoft there. But the next game then I want to talk about, like Rayman Legends, the definitive edition. Man, it is not a definitive edition. It is not a deluxe edition. It is exactly the same game that got released on previous consoles. It's quite funny because if anything, the original Rayman Legends that got released on Wii U is actually the definitive edition, because you control Murphy, which is your support character, on the touchscreen, and you've got all these things that you can do on the Wii U gamepad, you know, that affects the game. You can't get that on Switch. At least I don't think you can anyway. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section below. But other than that, it's not a definitive edition. It's exactly the same game that got released on Wii U. So here's the thing, that I'll say this part and then I will end the video. Ubisoft, if you're going to take a Wii U game in Rayman Legends, bring it to the Switch and call it Rayman Legends Definitive Edition, and get very excited about that and try to get us excited about it, try to get us to buy it. Then why not, instead of bringing Monopoly and Just Dance to the Switch, why not release Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag together as a bundle, like Capcom did with Revelations 1 and Revelations 2, but a collection of Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag with added Joy-Con support for like HD Rumble, motion control, touchscreen support, amiibo support, and just go all out. Because those two games were on the Wii U, so there's no problem. Again, if you can bring Rayman Legends on Wii U to Switch, there shouldn't be any hassle. So don't stand up there, Ubisoft, and call yourself the #1 third-party publisher when you haven't put in as much effort to bring, you know, quality, you know, third-party games, you know, compared to what the other companies have done. So I do not think that Ubisoft are the #1 third-party publisher on Nintendo Switch. Let me know what you think. And before I go, you know, once again, a big shout out to Galaxy Gaming. He's not feeling very well right now. He's playing Fortnite on his brother's PS4, and so get better soon, Galaxy Gaming. Get better soon, Galaxy Gaming. And thank you for checking out the video. Thank you for the like, and I would recommend anybody to check out Galaxy Gaming, and also check out CC Wrestling TV. If I've gotten that right, it's CC Wrestling or CC Wrestling TV. If not, Celtic Championship Wrestling. Type it into YouTube, you see it. Quality local professional wrestling at your doorstep. If you are in the Munster region, if you're not, you know, travel down to Munster, travel down to Cork City, and you will see some fantastic professional wrestling without the, you know, the boring segments that you see on TV. You know, it's all about the wrestling at Celtic Championship Wrestling. You will see some fantastic talent, you know, from all over the world, you know. So yeah, check out CCW Celtic Championship Wrestling, ccwrestling.tv for further information. So yeah, so those are the two YouTube channels that I wanted to give a shout out to, and just to thank everybody for watching this. And again, let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think that Ubisoft are the #1 third-party publisher? You know, trying to be too critical. I don't want to be too critical on Ubisoft there. Just on that point of them being #1, you know, quality, no; quantity, yes. You know, so they're definitely. It's definitely for Ubisoft. It's definitely quantity over quality, I think. You know. So anyway, that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.